This was a story that dominated much national news last year, Chief Minister. We saw the carnage. Many of our viewers right around the nation saw the tragic violence and crime off the back of lifting the alcohol bans in town camps. Do you rule out, under any circumstances, allowing alcohol back in to Aboriginal town camps?
Yeah, and as I said, that was a terrible indictment on the Territory. Absolutely, as Chief Minister, I won't have alcohol in town camps. But I do need to tell Territorians and people who are watching just how complex that alcohol policy space is. So most people in this room could understand that. If I think we would all agree that you should be able to buy a six-pack, go to your home, in your community, go to your own suburb, and those town capes, Alice Springs, are like a suburb, and drink a six-pack and watch your TV and watch the football. We know, though, and we saw that in Alice Springs, that didn't happen. People just consumed far too much alcohol. The violence then ensued around that. But that is the true story in the Territory, just how difficult it is around policy decisions. That was a policy decision of the coalition government. Scott Morrison was in at the time. Wyatt was the Indigenous Affairs Minister. It was federal legislation. It was a federal move. They're the ones that washed their hands of it. We're the ones then, NT government, that copped the ongoing around that. But terrible and abhorrent situation where we saw high levels of domestic violence. 65% of people in our jails are there because of DV. It's a scourge on the Northern Territory, and that's why I have said that we will do that full funding of DV in the Northern Territory, so an additional $130 million. And that's the hard work. That's the hard work of government in the Territory. You have to always balance the social and the economic in the Territory. It would be easy just to get swamped by the social issues and put more and more dollars into that. You have to always, and I'm the Treasurer in the Territory, so I know this better than anyone, you have to invest in the economic side, but then the social.
Let's also, if you don't mind, I might just interject and hear from the CLP leader. What's your position when it comes to alcohol in the town camps? Do you agree and do you welcome the fact that the Chief Minister has ruled out allowing alcohol back into those town camps?
No, I think it's too little too late, Kieran, and this is the problem. We heard months ago that there's some sort of review taking place. They have a consultant from Interstate going into town camps and across communities across the Territory doing a review into alcohol, and we just don't know what that looks like. And unfortunately for Territorians, Labor's got form in this space. We saw them for 7 months allow the destruction, violence and carnage take place right across the Territory when it was as simple as walking into Parliament and changing the law. And eventually they did that, but it was 7 months too late. And so again, you have a government entirely ideologically driven and focused only on supply, whereas our policies and the CLP recognises that while supply measures can be effective, and there's question marks over whether Labor's are for sure, but you also need to deal with demand. You have to be making people well. We have chronically affected alcoholics here in the Territory, and yet Labor's going around shutting down alcohol rehab to build prisons in those rehab centres, when what we need is more rehabilitation, not less. And so the policy positions between us on the issue of alcohol couldn't be more in contrast. And certainly we know that Labor has shown through their actions in recent history that they really don't have what it takes to make Territorians safe on this issue.